Be correct. Accuracy is the bedrock of an ethical speech. It means that on how we can predict the correct outcomes or the information must be true. Sometimes, the downside of the concept is that in most cases, it's hard to make a perfect, so the best that can be done is to come as close as possible within the limitations of what we are speaking to others. Your credibility as a speaker is very dependent upon your ability to accurate. You should know the characteristic of your audience. Like for example, if the characteristic of your audience is being trustworthy, then audience can trust you and they won't believe you. You can establish credibility with your audience by mentioning your expertise in the particular field in which you are speaking. It also includes your reputation as a speaker or bring experience to others. Tell your audience where you found things so they know what you are being accurate. We need to share and tell them where we get things, our source, because we all know that if we do not explain to our audience are not going automatically give us approval for doing so. And being accurate are part of every aspect of what we do. In my addition, if we do not share that information with the audience, they may assume it is not happening. Verbal citation show proof, use them. First, you need to convince your audience that you are a credible speaker. Second, you need to prove that your informations come from solid, reliable sources that your audience can trust. Third, you need to give credit to others for their ideas, data, image, even on PowerPoint slides, and words to avoid plagiarism. Fourth, you need to leave a path for your audience so they can locate your sources. And last, you need to give enough details so your audience know where the information came from, who the author, and what their credentials are, and often how current the information is. Be concrete. Focus on the immediate and the actual. Being focused means that you have clear goals and objectives, and your work is dedicated to achieving those goals and objectives. Being focused in the present moment means you are solely focused on the one activity that you are trying to complete. Anything else is unimportant, so you need to give your full and undivided attention to the task to hand to achieve. Talk in terms of people, places, and things. My addition also to be aware. Be specific. If you are going to talk about basketball, then focus your speech down to a single player or team. The careful speaker always supports a general statement with a concrete statement. Like for example, there are many amazing basketball players. Michael Jordan was one such player. Concrete examples contain physical details that can be touched or seen as opposed to an abstract, and never let a general statement stand alone. Connect. This requires you to analyze the people in your audience. The more you know and understand about the background and needs of your audience, the better you can prepare your speech. Because you need to know your audience, their general age, gender, educational level, religion, language, culture, And group membership is the single most important aspect of developing your speech. Analyzing your audience will help you to discover information that you can use to build common ground between you and the member of your audience. As a speaker, we have to put ourselves in the shoes of our audience members' empathy. First, we need to listen to them. Many speakers are more nervous about physical delivery than vocal delivery. Putting our bodies on the line in front of an audience often makes us feel more vulnerable than putting our voice out there. Most audiences are not as fixated on our physical delivery as we think they are. Knowing this can help relieve some anxiety. We should still practice for physical delivery that enhances our verbal message because physical delivery involves nonverbal communication through the face and eyes, gestures, and body movement. Study your audience, social, economic, and cultural characteristics. We need to know your audience, such as sex, age, language, and religion, and their measurable characteristics, if where the audience lives, and how that might impact behavior, such as needs, hopes, concerns, and aspirations. In my addition, a public speaker should be ethical because the people listening to them, if they respect them and believe that they say, will follow their lead, their suggestions, their hints at how to interpret information or respond to situation. In a general, it gives one guidelines as to the rightness, wrongness, or behavior, actions, or words